Hello, my name is Second, and we are doing something different today. Well, I guess it's not that different. We've been playing Road to the Worrier for like 2 months. Well, we're continuing down the road. We're going on to part two, new pack I put together. Also for Minecraft 1.16.5, and I'll talk about why I'm still using that version in a little bit. I created some worlds already, and I'm here to tell you that the first world I created and the associated footage are not usable. What I learned about one of the mods that I'm using is that it has it plays poorly with biome generating mods. Now we don't have cheats on, do we? We better check. I was messing around. Okay, cheats are off. I was messing around in Creative World, seeing what was what. And it's funny. I said in the footage that I'm now not gonna post. Don't get too attached to this world. And I'm gonna say it again. Don't get too attached to this world. Let's see. What seed should we use for the world generator? Nice and safe. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be nice and safe. Uh-huh. That's what I wanted to see. So we have spawned into the world. We got zeros again, so we're going to make a waypoint for spawn. Don't need it enabled right this minute. And let's run over here and carefully steal these torches and open the chest. The chest is from the looter mod, as you may have noticed. Little jade, little roseite. Nice flint axe, we'll take that. And as you probably noticed by now, we also have Advent of Ascension. Now, we played Advent of Ascension about 25% of the way through in a fine pack by Jason called Journey of Sorcerer. Great pack. Highly recommended. Oh, that's why the leaves didn't decay. Okay, I thought something was wrong with the fast leaf decay mechanic. But we didn't get all the way through it, mostly because I let a wither loose in the nether. And things went very poorly. I wonder what that is up there. I've seen that before. I don't know what it is. We're just gonna chop down a couple of trees, Minecraft for a bit, do the early game thing. But we need wood, and we're gonna need a safe place to spend the night. What we really could use is a village or some sheep. But I'm not gonna hold my breath about being able to safely find either. Oh, it begins. That's a goblin. It has a ranged magical attack. And it's a jerk. Alright, I think we've gotten out of his sight range. There's more jerks here and there. Okay, there's a village down there. Perfect, it goes through the woods. We're gonna slide through the woods. So, I'm kind of excited to play through Advent of Ascension. Hopefully all the way this time. And work on some more things, like making mod pack things. The focus of this pack isn't gonna be progression through the recipes. We've done that. I have a plan to use the skills we learned doing that for the third pack, which I already have a plan for. But there's some things I want to learn first. Not the least of which is the mod pack developer angle of productive bees. Now, we've got it in the pack, and it comes native with an awful lot of integration So my hope is that we'll be able to look at that and what documentation exists and figure out how to make bees that we can breed and that will generate resources for us that aren't found within the mod, you know, as it stands for release. Now we have astral sorcery again, and this is one of the structures from it. We learned some things I didn't know about astral sorcery last time, and it's my hope that we're going to learn some more. There are mechanics we did not even look at, so that's exciting. But if you're going to play the pack, when it comes out in the early game, you want to look out for these structures. Underneath 0 to 4 of these pillars is a chest, and the chests contain all manner of extremely useful things, not the least of which is iron. I've found diamonds in them, all kinds of things. You also want to make sure you pick these things up when you get the opportunity. Now, they don't stack, they can take up a lot of room, but the first 5 you pick up where you'll see you've discovered a constellation, you can shift-click this astral tome that you spawn into the world with and put the papers in there. Now, you can only learn 5 constellations at this point in your progression with the pack, as in starting a new world. But the papers that currently say there's nothing here will eventually have something here. I think there's some, 17, 18 constellations once you get all the way into the mod. But we got a nice village here, and we're going to rob it. We've already stolen a bed, so we're off to a good start as adventurers. Oh, yeah, look at that. A little emerald. Potato. Style. Let's see what else is here. Hey, buddy. You got any carrots? Yeah. How about beetroot? You got beetroot? You got beetroot? You're a champ. Thank you so much. Hey, here's something to steal. Yeah, that's a waste stone. We'll need 2 of them for them to be useful. But, no sense not grabbing it when we have the chance. I think we'll have a chest in here. Upstairs, maybe? That's right, that's right. Alright. We got the basics. Now, where are we going to set up? Kind of like the look of it up here. Dark forest. What the? Oh, that's one of the little mini bosses. There's no way we can handle it. Anyway, we stole a bed? Where is? Uh-oh. We're not going to make it back to the village in time. I stole a bed. Did I not pick it up? What do you want to bet? Okay, we're going to get rid of a gold nugget. And I don't really need the mutton, but I do need that wool. Is there another sheep around that isn't brown? Sheep. Oh, lifesavers. And this guy. You'll notice they drop coins. Holy crow! Like I said, it's dangerous out here, folks. Anyway, what I was trying to talk about before we were so rudely and consistently interrupted, you're kidding me, is that I'm all confused now. We're just gonna lock ourselves in here. Give myself time to hear myself think. So like I said, I tried a mod in the first iteration of the pack. The first loadable iteration, I should say. Mistakes were made. But the jerks weren't spawning in the modded biomes, and if there's a config in this version of Advent of Ascension that lets you mess with where the mobs appear, I could not find it. So we're going with the default world again. We're also still in 1.16.5, and Advent of Ascension is available for later versions of the game, including 1.19. So why aren't we using it? It's because, and these are the words of the mod developers, not mine. Those versions are not appropriate for survival at this time. They're in alpha. They're changing a lot of stuff, and I'm sure they're working hard on it. I'm not trying to imply that they're not, but I would imagine that it is going to be a while before that pack is ready, before that version of the mod is ready for prime time, and I want to play now. So there's that. Now, one of the first things that happens when you log into the pack, wow, I lost. Okay, it didn't move empty chapters over. I see. I didn't actually have anything in those chapters, so that's fine. First thing that happens in the game, and the way I did this is just visit the overworld. As soon as you hit your inventory screen, you'll see the exclamation mark here. It should draw anybody's attention. And you'll get a campfire and some fish. Nice. A little bit of decent food. We have the Lost Trinkets mod. Lost Trinkets mod is very powerful. But when you're dealing with Advent of Ascension levels of challenge, it's not too powerful. You access it. You don't wear them as such. It's defaulted to the letter R key, and you can click to add. I don't really want step height, but it's there. There's a good amount of them. Some of them are very useful for leveling up the Advent of Ascension skills, which by default in the pack you'll be able to look at by pressing the number 2. That's 2 on the keypad, not 2 on, 2 on the keypad. So I gotta do a little digging here, a little mining. I figure we'd talk about what we got going on in the pack here. I'm gonna have to make some sticks before I do anything. I don't have any torches. What am I doing? This is what happens when I try to talk and play at the same time. It seldom goes the way I might like it to. Anyway, we have the Curios mod, which is kind of a second inventory. You access by pressing this button. There's all kinds of things you can equip in all kinds of slots. It's not limited, so you can tie 2 things to your head if you want to. We have the gravestone mod, which will produce a gravestone that'll hold your items for you upon your death. Over here, we have just enough items. You've probably seen this before, but if you haven't, you can search for stuff in here by name. You could search for stuff by mod names, if you know how to spell the mod's name. Very powerful. Some version of that mechanic or another has been around for a very long time. We also have resources integration for it. So let's say, again, iron ore, right? We click on it. It'll show us ways to get iron ore. This will also tell us where it spawns. It spawns in the overworld. It's got just under a 1% chance on those Y levels, so that's very useful. Now, I already mentioned Advent of Ascension, also known as Nevermind. That mod's huge, and messing around with its mechanics will be are we on top of a mine shaft? Messing around with that mod's mechanics will be a lot of the focus of the actual playthrough and of the quests once they're done. We also have the Akashic Tome mod, which contains all the basic... Really? Already? It contains all the basic guidebooks for most mods. It's a great mod. You've probably seen it before. I could set it such that, you get that at startup instead of all the books. But I've always thought the idea of just appearing, naked alone and covered with a bunch of books that you've never read, kind of books on your to-do list is a very funny way to start an adventure. Ooh, we don't need to deal with the creeper quite yet. We'll see. Oh boy, it sounds like a circus down there, doesn't it? Where was I digging from? Over here, I feel like? Yeah. We'll just seal this off for now. Go down another way. Anyway, where was I? We have the anti-ghost mod, which if you've ever had the experience of the game thinking that there's a block where you're trying to walk that you can neither see nor interact with, Anti-Ghost fixes that issue. It's a wonderful mod. We have... You'll notice we're getting chunks. That's from... that acronym is just another ore processing compatibility attempt. And there's an add-on for it that gives you chunks instead of the ore. You can get the ores with, machines and stuff. So, if you want to build with, they're available. But I believe the chunks might be affected by fortune. So that's fun. Also, they're compatible with everything. If we can find one of the ores from Advent of Ascension itself, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have the Apotheosis mod, which has a number of modules. They're all enabled. Some of them are nerfed. For example, Boon of the Earth shouldn't be in this pack, as with the collection of mods that we have, and including the collection of mods we had in the last pack, that is just overpowered. It interferes with the progression. We've also turned down the max on a lot of the enchantments, because Sharpness 10 is cool and all, but in this pack you're honestly better off upgrading your weapon, and it's a lot of enchantments. There's a lot of villagers to have to roll through too when you're trying to, say, get a mending villager. So there's that. There is Apple Skin, which is the mod that is given the overlay. Oh, here we go. Will you quiet down? That's the mod that gives the overlay over the food bar. Shows you where your saturation is at. Now check this out. I thought I was going to have to... You need iron to mine this. I thought I was going to have to do something like this by hand. We got husks up there? What a racket. I thought I was going to have to do all this myself, but between just another ore processing compatibility attempt and these chunks, we could take this rosite, we could grind it up in create wheels for additional resources. We could combine it with sulfuric acid and get dirty rosite slurry, the whole mechanism sweet. We can double it in a tinker's smeltery. We can do all of the things. Crusher Spirit will give us 2. I believe the upgraded Crusher Spirits will give us the more. So that's something we'll have to investigate. But if the Crusher Spirit can do one of them, I don't know why it wouldn't be able. Why the other Crusher Spirits wouldn't have their normal mechanics. So that'll be an interesting thing to check out. And good job. Just another ore compatibility attempt in the Chunks add-on. That saved me an astonishing amount of time. Never mind those chapters completed. None of that's... I mean, no chapter is completed, so completing a chapter in the quest log is impossible. We have Aquaculture 2, which we took a brief look at in the last pack. it's going to be a lot more useful to us here in terms of training up our hauling skill. So we'll be taking a much deeper look at that in this pack. Now we have the Architecture API, which is a library for some other mods. I don't know which ones. They gotta be popular ones because Architecture always seems to be on the front page of most downloaded mods. We have Ars Nouveau, one of my favorites of the newer Magic mods, and its addition, what is it called? Ars Arsenal. I am probably going to add Ars Creo to the pack. I wasn't sure about Create at first, but as this pack kind of took shape, I got more and more sanguine about including Create. So we have Create. And you already know we have Astral Sorcery. You may have noticed by now that we have all the ores. That is just what I went with so that the ores would have a similar theme in the way they look. Of course, they all don't look like the Pawa ores, look completely different. But I like the way all the ores looks. It has a reasonable distribution mechanic where you find the stuff. And it's compatible with everything else. And, you know, that's just what we're going to use. And hopefully I have already addressed any potential issues. It is just loud down here. Hopefully I've addressed any potential issues with like finding 3 kinds of copper already. We also have AutoRegLib, which again is some kind of library. Don't know much about it. Does something. We have Bad Wither No Cookie. That will keep wither and dragon noises from being audible to all players playing on a given server. There will be server files for this one, I promise. Because, you know, that can be loud and startling. It's just a... Nope. It's just a nice feature to have. Also, nope. Oh! Okay, I didn't need any cave spiders down here with me. Where was I? We have Bag of Yurting, which, if you've been watching Etho's playthrough of his mod pack, and honestly, you probably are. I certainly am. That's the mod he's using to move his storage systems around. We're going to probably use it more traditionally to have like a portable house. There's so many dimensions that we'll be better off setting spawn points in. And I think it would be funny to like walk around with a trailer in our backpack. So we'll be using that. We also have a mod called Bee Fix, which is supposed to make bees act less derpy. That's a tall order. So we'll see if we notice anything from it. Bees are really derpy in vanilla Minecraft. At least they were in 1.16. Speaking of bees, we have the Beanfo mod, which is not about beans, it's about bees. So, as I understand it, when we look at something that contains bees, or something that might contain bees, we'll get a tooltip that will tell us, about how many bees are in there, if there's honey that can be harvested, so on and suchly. We have Better F3, which I love, except for one thing, which is that I can never find where it says what the biome is. It's probably just off the screen because I keep my my GUIs so large. That is because I am old and have a hard time seeing things. Have Better F3. We have Block Carpentry, which, if you've watched my packs, you've seen that. That allows us to add any block's texture to any other block's shape. And we'll get into that. We have the Bookshelf mod, which is another library mod. Now, as we were wandering, I'm a little bit up higher than I want to be because I'm running my mouth. You probably noticed the Botania flowers. I want to mess with Botania recipes, see if I can figure out how that works, although I don't know if that's going to end up, change recipes will be a part of the pack. It might be possible that I could find a way to add integration, though, which would be just as good. Also, we have the camera mod, which I installed and then criminally underutilized in the last pack. So we'll try to take a few more pictures this time. We have chicken chunks again, my old favorite for chunk loading. No hate to FTB chunks. It's just a little too easy. I think it should be possible to chunk load. And although I will absolutely use the FTB chunks mechanic without compunction or hesitation in somebody else's pack, in my own pack, I would, if you want to load a chunk, you should have to work for it a little bit. We have the chipped mod, which adds many blocks to the game. All kinds of variants of you basically get, like, how there's a texture for stone bricks and for regular bricks and for smooth sandstone and dark prismarine. There's a texture for all of those. I don't know if texture is the right word, but what this does is you can get a block with, like, the stone palette on a block that looks like dark prismarine, for instance. It also adds a bunch of its own blocks. It's got, like, a bunch of variations on lanterns that are really cool. And the workstations are absolutely gorgeous. The workstations, the whole mod is worth it just for that. We also have the chocolate fix mod, which is very important in this version of Minecraft because this fixes the bug where you appear to lose all your levels when switching between dimensions, which is that's a terrible bug. It's not in the vanilla game anymore, but it is in this version, and Chocolate Fix fixes that. I think we might have a fabric mod or two in here because we have the cloth config. I'd be lying if I said I was sure which one. It might be light level overlay. We have the clumps mod, which helps reduce lag on in your game. By instead of making experience things several entities, it makes them, gathers them up into a single entity, which is a lot easier on your computer. We have CobbleGen Randomizer again, and if I've done it right, which I'm not convinced I have, we have stone here, right? We do have stone generating. If we were to look at all, I'm not sure I did this right. We have the granite, we have diorite, we have andesite. Oh no, we did it right. This is another problem I found with the modded biomes, is that the create blocks, which are fantastic, and I think all but scoria have been deprecated. The dolomite in favor of calcite and the gabbro in favor of tuff. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I miss them, and I wanted people to be able to have those. And also, I wanted people to be able to have the CobbleGen Randomizer so that they can get, all of the stones that with just a simple vanilla stone generator, rather than having to spend a lot of time going out and grinding them for building. There is Advent of Ascension, offers plenty of its own grind, and also it's plenty of horrible noises. And this is why I changed to a default world. I wasn't hearing any of this absolute horror in the first world I tried. So yeah, there's that. Also on the library front, we have code chickenlib, and I've already forgotten. I had to go back and look. Collective. Also, we have the comforts mod, which it does two main things, and they're both fantastic. One of them is a sleeping bag, so you can skip the night without resetting your spawn point. That's very handy. It also adds a hammock so you can skip the day, which, if you're concentrating on some astral sorcery stuff, the interruption of the day can be a little much. Plus, I think sleeping in the hammock counts for phantoms to not spawn, so got that going for you. I'll definitely want this redstone. Come here, you beautiful redstone. Oh, I love you so much. We also have the Connected Textures mod, which I hope, that does things for other things. We had problems with connected textures in Road to the Worrier 1 that I never figured out what was going on with. Hopefully we won't have the same problem this time. We have, what does that say? Controlling. I think that's another library mod. And we have Cooking for Blockheads, which adds a multi-block kitchen, which, again, if you've watched my series, you've almost certainly seen. I love that mod. Another mod we have is the Crafting Tweaks mod, which adds these buttons. Very handy. Not to be confused with Craft Tweaker, which we also have, but that one's really for me. That doesn't add any content to the game. It allows me to add recipes, compatibility, assuming there's any compatibility I even need to add. Like last time I made, let's see, Endstone Dust, right? Last time I made a recipe to be able to get this stuff from the pulverizer. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, that's fine. Here, nope, okay, so here I will again be adding a recipe. That's fine. That's the kind of thing I want to do. That's kind of the focus of my recipe making, like I might have said, is gonna be about compatibility and additions this time, rather than a progression. We're gonna put those together in the next pack. I already mentioned we have Create. We have its companion to a Craft Tweaker. Create Tweaker. That's what I'm trying to say. Is somebody out here? No. Yes, there is. Look at that thing. What is that thing? My gods, it's big. I don't want to deal with it. Now we also have the Cucumber Library, which, does something. And we have the Curious Jetpacks mod, which should allow us to put the jetpack, which is iron jetpacks. We have that. It should allow us to equip one in a curio slot. We have Cyclic, one of my favorites. We have Dank Storage, another favorite. And we have the Dark Paintings mod to give us some more painting variety. We got a couple paintings mods. Now, in addition to the spawner mechanics that Apotheosis adds, we have the Dark Utilities mod, which adds some more mechanics we can use for mob farms. We have the Durability Tooltip, which lets us know how much durability is left on our tool. We have Easy Villagers, which, just cuts the villager grind down so much. We have Eidolon, which, if you've seen my playthroughs lately, you've seen Eidolon. It's a great dark magic mod. A lot of fun, very powerful. We also have Eidolon Tweaker, which is Craft Tweaker integration for Eidolon. I want to see if I can figure out how to make that work. We have Ender Storage, which adds, customizable ender chests that can be, coded to each other on a... I don't know how to describe 3 of 16. Is that 16 factorial? 16 factorial, sure. Choices, what you can bind them to. We've got Engineer's Decor, which we used heavily in the last pack. We'll be using it again here in the early game for a number of mechanics. And we have Enigmatic Legacy, which is, a magic-adjacent mod that's about, more or less about exploration and finding powerful things that also have interesting drawbacks. We have the Entangled. I'm going to turn down how fast we get this. We have the Entangled mod. That allows us to quantumly entangle 2 blocks with each other, typically 2 inventories. I think it might be just 2 inventories, actually, now that I hear myself saying that sentence out loud. We have the Explorer's Compass mod, which is going to really help us take down some of the grind, especially like finding end cities. I think it will work with special structures in the modded dimensions. It's very useful. We have extra storage, which is an add-on to refined storage that adds, big fancy crafters. We also have refined storage. We have Farmer's Delight, which is a fun mod. Boy, sounds hectic up there. It's a fun mod that adds food to the game, and cooking mechanics also. I tell a lie. I think Chocolate Fix was about the one where dimensions just disappear for no reason. Because we also have Fix Experience Bug, which I think is what actually fixes the apparent experience issue, or sometimes actual experience issue, when you switch between dimensions. Speaking of fixes, we have Flicker Fix, which takes away that strobing when your night vision is wearing off. We have the Flywheel mod, which is the rendering mod that Create needs to do its amazing thing. And we have Forbidden and Arcanus, which we looked at just a little bit, really, in, what was it, All the Magic Spellbound? We never really figured out what it was for, so we're gonna be taking a look at that. Psyched about that. I mentioned framed blocks. We also have FTV backups, which I'm sure I will have cause to show you how to use at some point in the playthrough. We have FTV Library, which is their library mod, and we have FTV Quests to power the quest lines. Also, there's FTV Teams, which is associated with FTV Quests. We don't have to worry about it because we're playing single player here. We have Gauges and Switches, which is a very nice mod that, in addition to other things, adds some nice wireless redstone mechanics. We have the Gecko Lib, which is some kind of library. We have the Health Overlay mod, which you can already see we've gained half a heart, I think, from getting our Enervation up to 1 by gaining any experience from it. There's a couple of opportunities to gain additional hearts in this pack that, we'll be getting into. We've got the I Know What I'm Doing mod, which allows you to skip the, press WASD, jump, punch a tree to get wood, that kind of thing. If you're playing this pack, you know that stuff, probably. Now, speaking of Farmer's Delight, we have something called Immersive Cooking, which is some kind of add-on to Farmer's Delight that adds at least more cooking mechanics, and I would assume more foods. That's going to be fun to check out. We have the Inventory Sorter, which, I can't live without. Middle click to sort is the one thing they should truly add to the vanilla game. We have Inventory Tweaks Renewed, which does a lot of other things. I think it also adds a sort. And we have Iron Chests, which allows us to, upgrade our vanilla chests so that they hold more. I mentioned we have Iron Jetpacks. Also in the pack is a mod called Item Filters. That is not like a filtering mod for items. That's to do with FTV quests. So, not something you really have to worry about. We have the Jade mod. The Jade is what's telling us what we're looking at. I think, the one probe might have been giving us problems the last time. We'll see. It was certainly giving us entirely too many copies of the one probe guide. We have, Uranite. We have the Power mod. We have Just Another Ore Processing Compatibility Attempt, which is, I already showed you some of what that does. That's what's making it possible for all these mods to work together without me having to do anything except be clever enough to choose them. We have JI Tweaker, which allows Craft Tweaker to interact with just enough items. We have Just Mob Heads, which I really got to turn that down. We're getting those too fast. I got Just Mob Heads, which gives you a bunch of mob heads. Vanilla doesn't add any new textures, but but maybe for Chicken Head we'll have a comeback. We have large meals, which is an addition for Farmer's Delight, which I thought was interesting. When we looked at it, Sapphire, very good. I thought that, okay, we can't mine that. To keep that in mind, we'll need a diamond pick or something. I haven't seen too many diamonds. Anyway, we got large meals. It's more food. We have... What is that? I can't read it. The light overlay mod, and we also have lollipop. Light overlay is what's showing us if we were to that red X. Mobs can spawn there at any time. So we got that. I love that. I don't like playing without that. We got lollipop, which is a library. We got looter, which is what makes the loot chests look distinct. Every player can loot that chest. Its contents are keyed to the player. The loot table roll. So that's great if you're playing with more than one person. We also have lost trinkets, which I've already said I need to adjust the frequency at which we're getting the trinkets unlocked. It's too fast. And we have a bunch of the Macaw's doors. We've got Macaw's doors. We got Macaw's... Nope. Fences and walls. What else do we have? Right, we got Macaw's furniture, Macaw's paintings, Macaw's trapdoors, Macaw's windows. Those are great mods. Oh my god, this is... Nope, come right back here. I'm not ready to deal with all that. Not yet. We also have the Mantle mod, which is another library mod of some variety. You probably already noticed Mechanism. We got all the toys with it. We got Mechanism additions, we got Mechanism generators, we got Mechanism tools. We're gonna be mechanisming until we can't mechanism no more. We have the Moonlight Lib, which is some kind of library. I don't know what it's for. We have more dragon eggs, which means that every time we go and kill the dragon, we'll get an egg in case we want to build with dragon eggs for some reason. Don't put it past me. We have Mr. Crayfish's furniture mod for a change, which I love that mod. So we'll have like the little coolers, we'll have the grills, we'll have couches we can sit down on. It's a nice mod. We also have mouse tweaks, which adds a lot of functionality to the mouse. I think that's the one that I installed when I realized we couldn't just like hold down shift and click across to transfer a whole bunch of stacks to another inventory. So that's always good to have. We have Magic mod, Nature's Aura, which we used quite a bit in the last pack. We also have Nature's Aura Tweaker, which I installed in the last pack and didn't do a thing with. We have Nature's Compass, which is like Explorer Compass, but it's for biomes, not for structures. We have Nature's Starlight, which adds some cross-compatibility between Astral Sorcery and Nature's Aura. And we also have one of the mods that I think should be in the vanilla game, No Lakes in Forge. That removes all of the pond in the hills that, many of us find ourselves falling into and or trapped in on occasion. We also have Occultism, which we had in the last pack. We'll be taking a deeper look at that this time. We have Open Blocks Elevator, which replicates a block from the old Open Blocks mod. We use that a lot. We'll be using it again. We have the Overloaded Armor bar, which should allow us to see how much armor we actually have. I'm trying to talk to the guy. Why you gotta be like this? It's always something with these guys. They give you no rest. Where'd he go? There he is. Sir! Sir! I would like to see your goods. This is a trader. You can get banners from him. I don't remember if the banners do anything except look cool. They do look cool. We also have Paintings Plus Plus. We got a lot of paintings. So that's cool. Now we have Pam's Harvest Craft 2, but just the food core. We're gonna make some better tools here. What Pam's food core is, that's all the tools and all the mechanics and just things that you can make with vanilla tools. Or vanilla food, I mean. So it doesn't add all of the crops or like the 40,000 fruit trees that like Pam's has. We have the Patchouli mod, which we might even be able to see an example of it. It's yeah, here we go. This is it. It's by Vasky, and Botany is another mod by Vasky. Patchouli is the mod that makes these books. It is fantastic. I wish that every mod would use it. I understand why some like Eidolon don't, because the book itself is kind of a mechanic that you have to use in the world. It's just fantastic mod. We also have Pipes, which, in this version will allow us to transport gases from Mechanism, as well as... Can I make armor out of this stuff? I would like some better armor. What was I saying? Mechanism gases. There's also a universal pipe that we'll want to see if that works with the gases. That might really help us when we get into the ore quintupling, those universal pipes. We have the placebo mod, which is, I think, some manner of library. Again, some other mod uses it. We have the polymorph mod, which... that is one of the greatest mods. When you have a recipe conflict, like the same recipe, because of, mods are different, the same recipe might craft things from different mods, you'll see a little button on the crafting table that will bring up a little window with all the different things that can be crafted with that exact crafting recipe. You click which one you want, and that's the one you get. It is fantastic. We have Power. We've already seen the ore for that, and with Mechanism, that's going to help us out, because although Mechanism has very powerful energy generation mechanics, especially in the form of reactors, if you saw my FTB Plexiglass Mountain playthrough, you'll understand why I don't want to deal with the reactors again. Who is this? What was that? Hello, can we be friends? Nobody ever walks at me like this who wants to be friends. None of the times. So we made jade, this stuff we made the sword out of in the pick. Ooh, fancy. That's a pretty good material. We're gonna see if we can use it to mine things that we would normally need diamonds to do that with. Right, 16. We're gonna upgrade these chests, like, right now. Now, I mentioned that, here's the upgrade recipe to go from a wood chest to an iron chest. Here's a recipe to go from a barrel to an iron barrel. It also works on chests. So, that's nice. And now that I've taken the torches off, you can see we've got in each of these, there's as much room as in a double chest. There's also a gold and diamond version that increase the storage space, and then there are other upgrades you can add to them, like I think netherite makes it blast proof. Crystal makes it see-through. It's iron chest is a classic. Metal barrels is a wonderful companion to it. I'm glad it's here. I already mentioned we have productive bees. So we got that going for us. Now we have Quark, and we have Quark Oddities. Those are both mods that add a lot of little things. And they're cool little things. We have ranged pumps, which are, we'll definitely be using those. Most likely to be pumping lava out of the nether. And we have refined storage and refined storage add-ons, which are going to be a big part of the playthrough in terms of auto-crafting. What do we have here? Probably a vanilla dungeon? Naturally, I'm under it. Let's see. Anyway, we have reliquary reincarnations. We haven't messed with reliquary. Seriously, this is not a vanilla dungeon. We have not seriously messed with reliquary in a long time. Let's see who jumps down. It's kind of a magic gear mod. I like it. We have repurposed structures, which will add like different variants of vanilla structures to the world. I think we might be able to get past it. Up here. Nah, not really. Okay, this... Oh, hello! Yeah, that's right. Alright. We're not really geared up enough for that. We're coming back here. Crying out loud. Loud boys! We have Rubidium, which is a performance-enhancing mod. Definitely need that on my computer. But yeah, I'll tell you, we've got this capped at 60 frames a second. We're getting, 49, 54. So, for my computer, that's not bad. It's probably gonna run better on yours, honestly. We have the Runelick library, which is, for something. We have the Save My Stronghold mod, which will keep, like, Otherworld gen features from chewing up strongholds. We also have Simple Delights and Simple Farming. Simple Delights is integration between Simple Farming and Farmer's Delight. We also have the Simply Light, which is actually a mod about light, not about food at all. And we have the Shut Up Experimental Settings mod, which removes the Danger, Will Robinson message you get every time you try to load into a world in a mod pack. We have Sophisticated Backpacks, which is a really cool backpack mod with a lot of options. There's Spark, which is another performance upgrading mod. It's really good. We have good old storage drawers, and we have something called Super Martini something 40 something config. I don't know what that is. It's for something else. We have a mod called Supplementaries, which is another sort of a lot of little things mod. We have Time in a Bottle, which we had in the last pack, and I forgot all about. We'll be making one of those soon. What else do we have going on? We got Tinker's Construct. That's kind of a big deal. We'll actually have serious gear mod in this one, and we have Torchmaster, which will allow us to create special torches and lanterns that will prevent or encourage mob spawns. We have Transparent, which again I think that's a library mod that works with something, and we have Trash Cans, and Trash Slot. Trash cans allow us to make blocks that we can use to discard excess energy or garbage, water, whatever you like, whatever you don't like, I guess I should say. We have Valhelsia Core. I forget what that's powering. There's our first trinket we've unlocked since I changed the what do you call them? The amount of time it takes for you to unlock them. I think that was a success. Now we have Waystones, which is kind of a fast travel thing. We already steal a Waystone? I feel like we might have... Yeah, we already stole one. There's one right here, so that's good. And finally, we have Zero's world map and Zero's mini-map. They're, you can see the mini-map. This is a world map. They're fantastic. I like them. Now, next episode, we're actually going to get into some stuff. I'm going to gear up and kind of get myself set. We'll start off tomorrow in that structure, which I believe is from Eidolon. So thanks so much for watching. Gonna be a great season. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.